crude oil, that import bill is on the rise, driven by both increase in the oil purchases as well as the elevated oil prices. If you see, this comes amid the geopolitical tensions and also the tighter global oil markets, making the energy imports significantly more expensive for India. Now, India's crude import bill, if you see, the monthly trend highlights a sharp turnaround. Crude import volumes, they have fallen from 161.3 million barrels in January to 116.1 million barrels in March, before rebounding to 143.1 million in the month of April, to now 160 million barrels in the month of May. However, the bigger story, if you see, lies in the import value, because not the volumes have increased significantly, but you can see that the import bill has surged from $9.53 billion in March to $15.37 billion in the month of May. Now, this clearly indicates that the rising crude prices are weighing heavy on the import bill for India. Now, moving out to who are the crude suppliers that India imports their oil from. So, Russia continues to dominate India's crude import basket, accounting for nearly 40.5% of the total imports, followed by US, which accounts for 15.2% share, then Saudi Arabia, which contributes nearly 7.7%. So the supplier mix, it reflects that India's continued strategy of diversifying sources. It stays strong, but we are highly dependent on Russia for the crude import. So average price for crude that we are importing for India, it has been quite varied. The cost of crude, it varies significantly across the suppliers. If you see, India has paid the highest average prices for the Russian crude at around $124 per barrel, followed by Saudi Arabia, where we imported the oil at $118, and United States at $116, UAE at $112. While Venezuela, it remains at the bottom of the list with $91 per barrel. A closer look now at the Russian crude prices. It reveals a dramatic increase over the past few months. The average price has climbed from $60 per barrel in the month of January to $118 in the month of April, and reaching $124 per barrel in the month of May. Now, this steady increase, it suggests that the pricing advantage India once enjoyed from importing the oil from Russia, it now stands narrowed. Also, when it comes to the petroleum product imports, the pricing trend has also been mixed there. India paid around $81 per barrel for imports from the United States, $82 from the supplies coming from Nigeria, and $91 for Oman. Imports from the UAE, if you see, has averaged down to 118, while the products that we are importing from Russia, they remain elevated at around $118 per barrel. So overall, the latest data, it underscores a clear trend that India's energy import bill is increasingly being driven by a higher global prices rather than the volumes alone.
All right, thank you so much for joining us with that, Mithali.